Hello. The Earth's check engine light came on because stuff has happened. So what's up? A portion of I-95 has collapsed, but no one could tell because the traffic remained at a standstill. That's a joke. People could very much tell. From the fire, a tanker caught fire below an overpass that served I-95. And then that collapsed. And now you can't drive there. It is precisely not very good. If you own a motor vehicle, my advice to you is to check to be sure that it is both not on fire and not parked under an overpass that services I-95. Those two tips could quite significantly lower your auto insurance. Sponsor me, Geico? Alright, this Reddit situation has gotten seriously wackadoo. On a scale of just kind of chillin' to Bonkers Town Banana Pants, we've certainly got some fruit in our pants. Quick background, so Reddit was making some changes that the user base very much did not like. And so the user base was like, we're gonna protest by taking a bunch of very popular subreddits private. We're talking like thousands of subreddits that have millions of followers. So many subreddits went dark on the first day that Reddit crashed. Like, the site just died. And so a bunch of the volunteer moderator staff at Reddit were like, hey, we're the beating heart of your app. You should listen to us. But the Reddit CEO was like, nah. He went and did an AMA. He had a very combative tone and didn't really answer any questions. And then he sent an internal memo to staff saying, basically, this is gonna blow over, we don't care. And so what was previously a 2-day blackout protest is turning into an indefinite protest. Literally all that Reddit had to do was listen to their user base at all, and maybe just find some sort of agreement, instead of just being like, hey, we're unilaterally changing the things that you care about, and you have 1 month to vacate all of it. It wasn't even like, hey, here's a 1-year heads up, or even a 6-month heads up, just 30 days. Fuck you. I will go much more into like why this is specifically stupid, and I kind of have before in other videos, but it's specifically stupid. Joe Biden, Barack Obama, Mike Pence, and Donald Trump all had classified documents that they shouldn't have had in their possession. Barack Obama, Joe Biden, and Mike Pence turned those documents over when that was found. On the other hand, Trump, according to his indictment, made the conscientious decision to hide half of the documents that he had when investigators came to collect them. He then lied to the investigators about the existence of the documents that he was hiding away, and they were like, okay, well, we're gonna go through the documents that you do have. They went through the documents, they found classified stuff, and he was like, is it bad? Is it bad? Like, that's a quote. The investigators went back to their investigator home and they were like, we did a search, but stuff is still missing. And so they got a warrant and they raided Mar-a-Lago and found the documents that he actively hid. At the same time, Trump is on tape being aware that he was taped, saying that he shouldn't have the documents that he has and saying he doesn't have the power to declassify it anymore. On tape. To people who shouldn't see these documents. Those are just two of these several things in the indictment that are just really not good for this guy. Now, look, if you want to talk about like the problems with Joe Biden, there are a lot of them, and I will talk about those. I don't like him. But this is not good. This dude was waving around top secret documents with military intelligence to show off. He showed military intelligence to Kid Rock, and even Kid Rock had the wherewithal to say, I don't think I should be seeing this. So after all of this, Trump then went on and did a speech in which he further admitted to the crimes. Like, he thought that he was covering his ass, but all he was doing was admitting to the crimes. And his lawyers are quitting. Like, multiple of his lawyers are quitting, and he hasn't been able to find replacements because this case is a slam dunk. I've seen the take that he's gonna die in federal prison, and like, cool, but I think he's probably gonna die before he even gets to prison. Like, I don't see this happening fast enough for him to actually have a prison jumpsuit on. Anyway, it's weird how the guy who loudly bragged about doing criminal stuff his entire life did criminal stuff. Notably, this has had virtually no impact on the Republican primary. He still has a double-digit lead according to polling. The FTC has stepped in to stop Microsoft from purchasing Activision Blizzard. This has been going on for a while. Microsoft has wanted to purchase Activision Blizzard, and various regulatory agencies in countries were like, yes, and or no. The UK kind of went back and forth on it a bit. The EU kind of went back and forth on it a bit. And now the FTC is like, yeah, this seems pretty anti-competitive. Microsoft is taking a very nonchalant approach to this speed bump. They're like, no, this is great. The more legal process, the better. We want to make sure that this is very clear and transparent. This is contrasting when their lawyers were previously like, Call of Duty? Never heard of it. They were like playing dumb about the popularity of Call of Duty. And they were like, we don't even know when it was originally released. Crack legal team. And or lying. On this day in the year 1954, Congress amended the Pledge of Allegiance to add the phrase, under God. Originally, the line was just one nation, indivisible. But instead they changed it to one nation under God, indivisible. I guess they just wanted God to get in the way. This move was essentially done as a pushback against communism because they just lumped together all the boogeymen. Communism, Marxism, atheism, like, they like to do that. There was a strong philosophical connection there, and they were like, nah, we're ordained. Capitalism is the righteous way. Nestle owns rivers because God says so. Lightning round. Pat Sajak has announced that he'll be finally retiring from Wheel of Fortune after this next season. We got a ton of new information about Starfield, Bethesda's new upcoming RPG, and Microsoft says that it's going to be the most bug-free Bethesda release. I don't believe that. An LA City Council member has been charged with 10 criminal counts, including embezzlement. Fox News has sent Tucker Carlson a cease and desist as he is trying to launch his new show on Twitter. A woman in Ecuador was pronounced dead, but during her wake, she started to knock on the inside of her coffin. Yike. Get your chocolate fix in now because the price of cocoa is soaring to a 7-year high. And finally for today, as a cost-cutting measure, the pizza chain Domino's is pulling out of Denmark. You heard it here first, folks. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Stuff Keeps Happening. Head to stuffkeepshappening.online for sources, bonus content, and rain clouds way up in the sky. My name is Endeavorance. I'll be back on Friday. Take care and be well.